Welcome. What happened there, Nick?
Yeah, hang on. Let me take that again.
Roll it again.
Hang on. All right, for real this time. Here we go.
For real this time. Roll it another time. Welcome to Chump Change, everybody, the post show where we talk about the truth hidden behind the lies. I'm your host, Jeremy Dooley, and I'm once again joined by the cast, Elise, Brian, Larry, and David. Welcome back, everybody, and great show, everyone. It was a lot of fun. We have some things to discuss. So, man, what a series of stories we got to see. You know, I always ask people when they come on as, you know, deceivers, like, send us 3 or 4 stories. Then Christian and Nick usually go and they pick ones like, this is what would be good for the show. You all sent a lot of stories, and I read through them all, and I was like, what the hell? Like, there's a lot going on. But Ryan, got some questions for you here.
Okay.
So a story we didn't get to hear: a porn star once offered to manage my career. What stage in your career was this? What was offered, and where was it?
Well, I mean, it was after a scene, obviously, and she rolled over. It was no, you guys know this. You become friends with all kinds of people through Twitter, through social media, and it was just through the offer was made through a DM, slid into the DM, so to speak, and yeah, she was just like, you know, I'm getting a little too young, or not too old for the business. Sorry, no, that's a really bad slip of the tongue there. Too old, and just say, yeah, I was thinking about managing comics, and you know, I think she said something like, I think I'd be really good with club owners, like, just, you know, talking to people, and, you know, just sort of being like, she's just sort of looking to get into management. And I was like, cool. And it never really like went anywhere, but we were, you know, this was probably, I don't know, 7-8 years ago. But yeah, she said she was looking to be a boss bitch. And so I guess managing my career was going to be step one in that process. So it never went anywhere, but I hope whatever she's doing now, she's doing well. She's super, super nice, super cool. So yeah, there's nothing really like that salacious about it.
When Larry told the story, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, I feel like this is Brian's story, and it's to do with managing his stand-up. Like, yeah,
you're like, this has D-level stand-up comic written all over it.
No, I was just thinking, like, it feels like this is somebody that knows the entertainment industry and is like, you know, yeah, I could do this.
Yeah, totally. Right. Yeah,
club owners. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. And hey, that's a very proactive approach from her. That's awesome.
I thought so. Yeah, I thought it was cool. Yeah, the hustle. Yeah. And she wasn't old, but she was like, yeah, I'm too old to do what I'm doing now. I was like, oh, okay.
You gotta find something to move on to. And yeah, that's very cool. Larry, you didn't get away with that one when you tried.
No.
Though a lot of the audience was willing to believe it, but they didn't swing that way in the end. I think because for some reason, as soon as the thought of poisoning someone came up, they all thought you. Yeah. And they really don't know. So why? How? You've been accused of poisoning someone. What happened?
So this one I was really almost hoping to get as a truth, because Jeremy's starting to run me dry with cool stories. So I'm like, now I'm trying to submit interesting ways to tell less cool stories. And this one was I was working at Best Buy, and a guy came in, like real, like quintessential Austin hippie guy. And he came in and he's like, I want to return the cell phone. And I'm like, why? And he's like, because you're poisoning me with it. Like, radiation poisoning is the whole deal. But like, I was like, oh, weird. And he was like one of those where he's like, yeah, he's like, I used to have the flip phone and now I have the smartphone. And like, I've just got headaches every single day since I've gotten this thing. And then like, and he had like 2 things in his hand. One was a guitar, and the second was this box that I assumed was like an amp or something. It was a Geiger counter, and he like brings it up and he's like, "Look at my old phone," and he like waves over it and he's like, "Look how it doesn't do any radiation." And then he's like, "Look at the smartphone," and like beep beep beep, and it's like going like radiation central, like Fallout style.
Wow.
So I had to go through.
Okay.
But I got accused of poisoning the man, and I did not. It was not me.
I'll tell you, Larry, I don't think a single person, us and the audience included, heard that fact and thought radiation poisoning.
Exactly. Exactly. Like Elise would have been sitting there going like, "Well, they said poison, you turned it into radiation poisoning. There's no way that's true."
It's clickbait.
A Geiger counter? Like the guy.
Yeah, he brought in a Geiger
Crazy.
counter, and like wanted the phones, and then I had to go through my least favorite thing to do. Like the worse than selling people cell phones was returning cell phones. It's just an awful process. So that was like I had to deal with this like weirdo, and then had to go through the process of returning his phone. It sucked. It was a bad day for Larry.
How long ago?
I was at Best Buy in 2013. So summer 2013, probably somewhere around there.
Dang. So it's not like cell phones are like this brand new thing, or smartphones is new.
No, I mean it's like they were on at the time like iPhone like 5S, and so I'm like by this time like that these things are, relatively okay. But,
That's someone who started getting headaches and then talked to a buddy of his, right? And the buddy was like, "You know what it is? It's the phone." Right, like let it into. He's like, it's getting in there. It's poisoning your brain. And then he just took it out on Larry.
I have to say, like Brian, the angle Brian took with the peanut butter and the roommate was a pretty clever angle of poisoning.
I thought I had you. I was so proud, and I came in too fast with it, too excited. That's why it didn't work. Yeah.
It was a good approach. It was just the fact that I was like a porn star managing Brian's stand-up makes a lot more sense than a porn star being like, "Larry, I'll take you to the top of Achievement Hunter."
We have a little time. The angle wasn't top of Achievement Hunter. The angle was like, "Oh, you're starting to get into the profession of like freelancing. So let me kind of explain. You're underselling yourself, kid. Like, let me help you like figure out your like day rates and stuff." But I didn't.
Would you like to change your answer now? I think.
Yeah.
Now that you've been like completely fooled, now that Brian's story is great and mine's now pretty good.
So, David, and your story, the road trip. So this was a Christmas day. What spurred, like, was this a pre-play? You were like, on Christmas, I'm gonna go do this, and then was it like a whole day ordeal?
Yeah, so I'm from Indonesia, right? So my whole family is all the way in in Indonesia. Basically, on Christmas Day, friends are with families. I basically don't have any plans. I have to come up with plans on Christmas Day on my own. So I've heard this like a lot, like in film school, like the reasons why movie studios are in LA because you can get to the snow, to the desert, to the ocean in like one day. I tried to test that theory, and I did on Christmas Day.
So did you have to leave?
I don't know what kind of voice I did, by the way. I leave at like pretty early on, but not super early. I think like 7 or 8 a.m. and like came back home at like 11 p.m. It's not too bad.
No, probably not a lot of traffic either on Christmas.
No, yeah.
It's a good idea.
And yeah, Joshua Tree was free because this is like a public holiday.
Oh,
wow. It's
great.
Yeah, really cool that you did that.
Yeah.
That is very cool. I'd be super into that as well. So like, but when you got to each place, I mean, like, so did you get to each place and then like kind of get out and be there for a while, or did you be like desert and then like took the exit and
so kind of took a little pit stop, right? So like when I go to the snow, I went up to the snow first, Big Bear, stopped there, had lunch there because Big Bear's a nice place, and then just went on to Joshua Tree and then kind of take a little walk around, 30 minutes, an hour, and then drove down to the ocean. It was nighttime during when I got to the ocean though, so I don't really see the ocean actually.
That's so
you
cool.
see black
blackness out there, yeah.
And you said this was on Christmas, but what year was it? How long ago was this? Was it recent?
It was a couple years back. I want to say like 2016, 2017.
Okay. Yeah, because I was gonna
Yeah.
say, because you said that you drove the whole way and you're only like 18 now
Yeah.
or whatever you are. So yeah,
I'm not 18 now, Jeremy. I'm 25.
all right. But yeah, and then like you said, and we've gone over this with deceivers a lot in the past. When they're lying, a very effective tool for lying is you basically pull from true things that have happened in your life, but you change them up to fit the context of what we're trying to get you to lie about. That's what you did with the Christmas party thing and the jumping in
Yeah.
the pool. So yeah, you just said you and like 3 of your friends went like
Yeah, we just jumped
going
into
in
the
this
pool. Yeah,
then just
there was like a
pulled them
lot
to-
of talks because like when we got the venue, we're like, oh yeah, there's gonna be a pool at this like company holiday party venue. I was like, we were all chatting about like, should we go into the pool? Should we dress up? We're gonna dress up. But then they were like, nah, we're not gonna go into the pool. And then many drinks later, we did end
it
up
was
in the pool.
it was time to be in the pool at that
Yeah.
point. But yeah, I saw that. We saw the tweet from Larry, and we were like, I gotta go with that one. And I feel like maybe I said I didn't go to that party, but that looks so familiar. I feel like I'm gonna swung by real quick with maybe I put like a clip-on tie on or something and swung by and
Just-
said hi and then left.
Enough to see me with the reindeer glasses. And
And then just went, I've had enough. That's enough holiday for 1 year, and then off I go. But a very, very strong outing from everyone. The audience really pulled away on that one. But Elise, I mean, a perfect envelope game does not happen often.
Yeah.
It is very rare.
Oh,
So
that's
That
cool.
was,
I did blow it in the end, but
We're trying to make her feel better.
right. Thanks.
No,
but
thank
no
you, Jeremy.
thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you so much for playing, and thank you all for coming on and telling your stories and hearing all about that. I would love to have you on again. And
Thank you for having me, man.
audience, yeah, it was a lot of fun. To you, the audience watching, the first members, thank you very much for supporting us, supporting the show, supporting Rooster Teeth. It really helps us a lot. And we will, of course, be back next week for more Chump Change after yet another episode of Chump. 4 p.m. Central Time, RTTV. Watch it live, play along for yourself. And with that, I want to say, have yourselves a good week, everybody. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you in a week. Goodbye, everyone.